She is expected back for their next game, and we're told to pass along it's nothing for fans, for the Austin Peay Governors to be concerned about. She's just not here today. So we are underway, and Theo, the number that jumped off the stat sheet at me is Austin Peay gives up 40.2% defending the three. That is the highest number allowed in all of NCAA basketball.
Well, styles make fights, and for this Cal team, we know they're wanting to get to the three-point line, so big challenge for the Governors.
And an early turnover here against Cal, and that is something that they avoided against Stanford. They only had 2 first-half turnovers and committed just 3 personals in that first half.
Well, Sharman Smith was extremely pleased with the way they valued the basketball, so if they're able to take care of the basketball, limit their fouling, it allows them, their offense, to get going.
See the Austin Peay starting lineup in front of you. And Austin Peay coming in at 3-5 on the season. They lost last time out against Murray State by 36, and they've had 8 days to think about that game. And we'll get another call. This time it's going to be a call against Kayla Williams. She'll get called for the offensive foul on the clear out as Cal starts their usual starting 5. They've had the same starting 5 for every game this season.
Not quite the start that the Bears wanted. 2 possessions offensively, 2 turnovers. They got to get settled into the game.
Yeah, and you and I, we talked before we came on air about, you know, you don't want this. I know Sharman said she doesn't want it to be Pacific. Cal doesn't want it to be Grambling State. They played a Grambling State team here earlier this year in a game that we called, and Grambling State hung with them for most of the game, and a lot of it was because Cal turned it over a ton.
Well, a lot of this game is going to have to do with the mentality and focus for the Bears. Got to stay locked into the task at hand.
Off the inbound, Lanaya Foster gets the mid-range jumper to go, so Austin Peay grabs the first lead of this game. Twydale puts it inside for Onya, and Michelle Onya, who matched a career high with 5 blocks in that win over Stanford the other night, gets the bucket inside.
A really nice job sharing the basketball by Twydale, hooking it up over the top for Onya in front of the rim.
Drive and throwing it off the underside of the basket is Shields. She'll get it right back, trying to post up on Twydale, and kisses it off the glass and in.
A strong point of emphasis for the Governors here early, really attacking that paint. Cal did a really good job against Stanford, limiting the effectiveness of the Cardinal in the paint. They'll have to do so again today.
Twydale gives it right back to Williams. Kayla Williams, she had 4 made threes herself in that game on 7 attempts against Stanford. Cremili, no. Suarez with the offensive rebound, trying to get it back to Cremili, but taken away by Shields. Crosses over. Got a little contact, doesn't get a whistle, but does get a bucket.
The Governors establishing their style of play here early, off to a quick start.
Suarez inside, she'll miss right at the rim. And Foster now will bring it up. This is not the start that the Cal Bears were envisioning when they were warming up a little bit ago. Williams trying to come up with the basketball, but it goes right into the hands of Foster. Great job by Twydale, though, intercepting that pass. Twydale takes it straight to the rack, leaves it short. 1 and done for Cal.
Cal not able to get going offensively. Sometimes that happens with these early afternoon starts. You got to get yourself worked into this basketball game.
And just like that, Samaya Wyatt with the bucket, and suddenly Austin Peay's got an 8-2 lead.
Anytime you have a big win, I know it's a concern of coaching staff, you want to make sure that your team takes care of the things that are in front of them.
Suarez kicks it into the corner for Williams, who's waiting for it and drills it. That's what the Cal Bears wanted.
Really nice possession, the composure by Suarez in the paint, doesn't force up a shot, finds a wide open teammate, and Kayla Williams in the corner.
Crossover by Cater. Cal comes up with it. Williams finds Suarez, right corner, no. Onya taps it to herself, but just a little bit too much. Able to be corralled by Simmons.
Well, good opportunity for the Bears, playing in transition with the stop. Good look, they'll take that from 3.
3 threes so far for Cal today. Austin Peay, they need to play from in front if they're going to have any kind of a chance, because they don't shoot the 3 well themselves. fact, they've only made 39 on the entire season. Suarez will get a whistle inside here. That foul is going to be on Foster, her first.
You see the Bears turning it over. Haven't really been able to establish a consistent rhythm offensively. And then here defensively, no one back. Early post opportunity for the Governors. Cal trying to get themselves to be able to find a little bit more flow here offensively, and a lot of times that can start on the defensive end.
Suarez able to convert the free throw. Cal has been really good about getting to the free throw line this season. In some ways, Theo, it is nice for Sharman Smith in the sense that you do have a quick turnaround. I mean, they just finished that game against Stanford, what, 38 hours ago? So you don't have your team sitting around thinking about it for a long period of time. They get right back to work.
Probably very limited practice time, not going to be on your feet in that day in between, and then you get to come back right back out and get to compete again.
Corner three doesn't fall, and here come the Bears with a chance to take a lead for the first time today. Twydale from downtown, just a little bit too strong.
That would be one of the challenges for this Cal team, making sure they still maintain good balance. As good as they are from the three-point line, they're at their best when they play inside out.
Well, it's been decent balance so far. They've taken 4 threes and they've taken 3 shots in the paint. Although you'd like the paint to be a little bit more efficient. 1 of 3 today, small sample size, but got to finish them when you get them inside. Shields changes direction, but runs right into Abigor, who was sitting there waiting. And it's going to be a turnover against the Governors.
A really nice job by the freshman Abigor, providing that weak side help, using her hand, showing her chest, and providing that resistance in the paint. Just an excellent job supporting her teammate Twydale there to provide resistance at the rim.
Probably a few more minutes today for Abigor than the 2 she got against Stanford, and Cormealy gets the bucket to go, so the Bears have the lead for the first time this afternoon.
Well, they're not going to relent. They're still going to get them up from three-point line, and that's the luxury of having so many quality shooters.
It's an 8-2 run right now by Cal. Three ball, no good, and the rebound being bounced around, works its way into the hands of Wyatt. And last touched by Cal as it gets knocked out of bounds. That's going to take us to a timeout, an 8-0 run week long. We got you covered on the basketball front. We got you covered on the football front. We got you covered for everything you need ACC network related. Some of the early numbers here in this one. Cal would look to get a little bit of separation. Foster, however, has other ideas. Out of the timeout, gets it tied back up.
Good execution for the Governors, taking advantage of their after timeout play.
1 and done for Cal here. And we'll get a jump ball, though. Good job by Jaden Noble. The Bears will not get the possession because the arrow favors Austin Peay, but you like the activity out of Jada. She played well the other night, too, Theo.
Incredibly well the other night for Stanford, and when you have a little bit of a lethargic start, she's a energizer and someone that brings a lot of intensity to the floor, so seeing if she can galvanize this group.
That's for Austin Peay. Lanaya Foster is the one that you do need to be worried about. She leads them in scoring. Working inside for Wyatt, and she travels. That'll be the 3rd turnover by Austin Peay. Cal's also turned it over 3 times.
You talk about the impact of Jada Noble there, the versatility to be able to guard a bigger offensive player in the post.
Cormealy will back it out. Kayla Williams takes the 3, and that's one thing we didn't see a ton of against Stanford. Most of the threes were assisted. In fact, they had 20 assists on 32 makes, but Kayla makes her own shot there.
Well, Kayla Williams has been a welcomed addition to this Cal team, handling the basketball, but she's shown she can score it as well.
Wyatt answers on the other end from downtown. Wyatt, that's her first made 3 of the season. I don't know that Austin Peay is going to win a 3-point shootout with Cal this afternoon. their best job is going to be try to take the threes away from Cal. Kayla Williams has other ideas, though. She's got back-to-back triples.
Well, we know the Bears can get hot in a hurry. Kayla Williams, that's 2 in a row from behind the three-point line.
By the way, Theo, I don't know how you felt leaving here on Friday when Cal made 18 threes and it was the school record. But then on Saturday, Tennessee makes 30 threes. It's kind of like, wow, I guess 18 is not that many.
Well, it tells you everybody's watching everyone play. And so the Bears have put the nation on notice that they can shoot it with the best of them.
One and done for Austin Peay as Cal an opportunity here to make it a 2-possession lead early in this one. Abigor, nice pass, but Twydale couldn't handle it clean. And now the turnover, she tries to get it to Williams. Oh, Jada Noble coming up with a block on the defensive end, and then Kayla Williams a deflection for a steal. Abigor running the floor, gets paid, and that is turning defense into offense right there.
Defense working for you, getting the stop, big time block, and then the unselfishness, looking up ahead to your teammate. Cal, the easy one in transition.
Foster steps back for 3. And Noble corrals the rebounds. Twydale, catch and shoot 3. She told us that's her preferred method is a catch and shoot 3, preferably out of that corner.
Well, oftentimes the best look that you'll get is in transition off a stop. That's where they like to find Twydale, run into that three-point line.
A travel before the shot for Burrell. Let's go back to that defense into offense.
We talked about Jada Noble, the impact that she makes specifically on the defensive end. Big time block, keeping it in bounds, and then Twydale sees the freshman running the floor. Excellent pass, and Abigor gets the easy finish in transition.
Hey, Theo, did being ranked, did that mean anything to you? And do you think that resonates in this locker room? Because if they do what they're supposed to do today against Austin Peay, it would stand to reason they're going to crack the top 25 tomorrow.
Absolutely. I think all these players understand, where they position themselves, and it's one of the challenges for this coaching staff to not have them thinking about next week and what's likely to happen should they take care of business. You have to do just that.
Well, Vermeely unable to cash in at the rim, and now Austin Peay trying to see if they can whittle into this deficit. A travel, and how about the defense inside again by Cal? Great job defending without fouling, forcing Bodie into the travel.
Well, Cal defensively, when they've handled these drives to the paint, they've done a really good job of showing verticality, extending their hands upwards, and forcing the Governors into another turnover in the paint.
About a 5-second difference here between the clocks, so Kayla Williams is letting some time milk off. Bounce pass by Suarez. Couple of extras. Williams another extra, and a bank is open on a Sunday.
Big time play by Cal, able to get the last shot of the quarter, and that's Maul making it in from the left side. Awesome unselfishness by the Bears, able to capitalize at the end of the. Really the ball protection. She's 11 assists, 2 turnovers in her last 2 games.
You'll love that. That'll help the assist to turnover ratio. You love having the ball in a steady hand. Onya, inside. And Michelle able to get the bucket in the paint.
Good job by the Bears, isolating Onya down on that left block, and then the patience by Onya to get it up strong for the finish.
Nelson. Nice job trapping in the corner, but they left the paint wide open. And Austin Peay almost wasn't able to take advantage, but Samaya Wyatt finally does get it to roll in.
1-3-1 look for the Bears. Ball gets into the middle, and then no one able to cover underneath.
Onya. Vermeely again inside to Onya. Giselle Malo hit that 3 at the end of the quarter. Shot clock getting low. Vermeely season opening, and I think she was surprised how open she was and ends up missing as a result.
Bears doing a good job getting back in transition defense, walling off that initial drive.
Foster for Shields. And Shields kisses it off the glass and in. She's got 6 points. And Cal just got sloppy with the basketball and gives it right back. That's a turnover that'll drive a coach crazy.
Some unforced errors, uncharacteristic errors by the Bears. That's their 5th turnover, and we talked about how good they were on Friday. Only had 2 in that first half for Stanford, so got to take care of the basketball if you're Cal.
I believe they only had 3 late into the third quarter because we were trying to start to look for the record book to see what the fewest was in a game, and then all of a sudden they gave a few up. And nobody picks up Wyatt on the baseline. She gets an open drive for a bucket. Suddenly it's back to a 4-point game.
Wyatt with an excellent keep on that handoff action. Inbounder comes in and she just sneaks it right to the rim.
A little 6-0 run here for the Governors. Twydale rejected inside by Foster. Here comes Austin Peay. Cater right back to Foster. Bears did just cover the paint in time to force a miss.
The pace starting to pick up in this ball game, and you would think that would typically favor Cal, but they've got to make sure they're doing a good job playing disciplined basketball.
Well, the one thing is, we talk about the short turnaround is Twydale connects from outside, and Twydale's letting Cater know about it.
Well, you see the difference in possessions. On one hand, Twydale takes it all the way to the rim off a dribble handoff, but then comes back. It's the drive and kick that creates that open opportunity.
Simmons puts it on the deck against this zone. Drive for Foster, who's able to get free for a shot inside. I was going to say, the one flip side is Cal had the short turnaround, but Austin Peay has had a week to get ready for this game.
A week to get ready for it, and this is one of those games that's going to be circled on the calendar as soon as the schedule comes out, so you got to believe they were ready to play.
They knew they needed to take away the 3, and yes, Cal already has 6, so I mean, it's not like they've done an amazing job, but they are doing their best to try to defend it. Kayla Williams able to get inside for 2 at the rack.
Well, just a good job by Cal getting the ball to the middle. Onya finding Kayla Williams on a nice speed cut to the rim. And
how about Onya coming over for a block there? Williams off to the races, rattles it in. And Kayla Williams has been perfect this afternoon. She's 5 of 5 from the field for 15 points. And finally, David Lowry is going to use a timeout. Cal has opened it up to a 9-point lead. It is their largest of the afternoon, and getting it done with the defense fueling the offense. And Kayla Williams is having herself an afternoon in Berkeley. Talk about how Vermeely and Suarez and Twydale all had 20 the other night, but let's not forget Onya and Williams also averaged double figures. Cal has so many offensive weapons, Theo.
Well, Kayla Williams is a certified bucket getter in her own right, and there you see her just having a fantastic start to this game, playing off her teammates, driving kicks, good 3-point shot selection, using her speed as well to get Cal some offensive rhythm.
And going back to the Stanford game, she was the one, as Wyatt misses from the elbow, she was the one that Stanford was kind of playing off a little bit. They were focusing more on the other 3-point shooters, and all she did was make 4-7. That kind of, I think, little fused with her.
Well, it's the balance that benefits Cal.
How about a traditional and 1 opportunity here, as Zahra King has checked into the game and taken over for Kayla Williams while she gets a break, and she's making an impact.
Well, looking much like her veteran point guard off that dribble handoff, attacking downhill, and then getting that up to go off the glass with the left hand. The concentration, the strength. You see this young freshman getting better and better as this season progresses.
The free throw line has not been friendly to her. It's 9 of 17 prior to that one on the season. I feel like that number will go up as she gets there a little bit more consistently, gets some more minutes. Bears push the lead to double digits with that 3-point trip.
Great opportunity here for King. Find some minutes, and as you mentioned, Dave, gain some confidence. And there, despite the bucket going in, just really solid, disciplined defense.
That was Jordan Bodie on the other end. Feed inside for Onya. No, Suarez comes up with an offensive rebound. And then Suarez gets tied up, and the possession arrow does favor Austin Peay.
You see how scrappy the Governors are when that ball gets into the paint, the way they collapse down onto the post. Cal's got to do a good job of recognizing when there's extra bodies and kicking it out to an extra teammate.
Got to credit Austin Peay, though. I mean, they collapsed on Suarez the second she got the rebound. An Austin Peay team, I mentioned they lost by 36, traveled there by Cater. I thought she was awfully close to stepping on the sideline as well when she caught that pass. Turns it over either way. Austin Peay, they've taken it on the chin a couple of times this season. But the 116-80 loss was far and away the biggest blowout loss they've endured. Now how about Zahra King, the three-point play and then the three-point make, just her second of the year from downtown.
Well, we've seen it when Cal gets into the paint and looks for a teammate on the kick out. That's where they've gotten their best looks from the three-point line.
They've got 7 now made in the game, and another travel, another turnover.
Great job by Suarez getting into the paint. Again, the previous possession, felt that extra pressure. This time gets off of it early and finds King in the corner. Easy three-point look.
And again, Cal is sharing the basketball. They got 9 assists on 13 makes. So you like that. It's Cormili back on here. Twydale picked up the dribble and then threads the needle for Cormili.
Thought Cormili had an opportunity to get all the way to the rim on that back cut.
The foul going against the Bears as Anala Nelson had brought it across midcourt.
Pretty good patience offensively for Cal on that last possession. Coach Smith really employing her team to, again, find that balance. They know they can get threes at any point in time. They're going to stick to their identity, but how do you make sure you continue to put pressure on that rim?
Foul on Cormili was her first of the quarter against the Bears as well. Foster thought about the three for a second. Simmons. Wyatt trying to take it against Onya, and Michelle Onya wins that battle, but how about sneaking in for the rebound is Foster. And Onya says, all right, I'll just add a block to my stat sheet.
Big time play by Onya.
Twydale left all alone in the corner, and that is something you cannot do. That is her favorite spot to shoot the ball.
Certainly can't leave Twydale in the corner, but so many Cal players that you got to account for on the offensive end.
Foster trying to get three back, cannot. The Bears are on a 13-2 run over the last 3+. Onya unable to convert at the rim off the lob pass from Cormili.
Good look ahead, just led Onya a little too far underneath the basket.
Kick out for Simmons, and Zahra King got her with the body. Michelle Onya, 5 blocks the other night, 2 already this afternoon, Theo.
The Bears doing the job defensively, and that was off an offensive rebound, so protecting the rim, which is so difficult to do in a second chance situation, but when they get going the other end and they're looking for each other, great things happen.
Foster off the inbounds pass, no. Second chance bucket, however, is good for Shields. And Navia Shields.
Already 20 points in the paint for the Governors here in the first half.
Vermeely for Suarez, and Suarez knocks it down, and they're halfway to the total they had the other night. They've got 9 threes already in this game.
Well, Suarez is such a difficult cover, a front court player that has the ability to stretch you well beyond the three-point line.
Wyatt. Foster trying to find something. Suarez, nice job cutting her off. Natalia Ackerman in. Shot clock down to 2. Foster has to take it, leaves it well short. Ball on the floor, a tie-up, and the possession arrow favors the Bears.
A really good defense there by the Bears, providing a lot of support, and then going back to that offensive possession, you see Vermeely get into the teeth of the defense and throw back behind the play, and Suarez wide open. You got to come out and guard her way out there, and that's the challenge for a lot of front court players. They don't feel comfortable in doing so.
Zahra King will check out after some quality minutes. Cameron Mafua has come on for the Bears. Did not play the other night. Ackerman draws a foul inside. She'll get a chance to go to the free throw line. Well, you knew that the Bears would want to take advantage of the lack of being able to shut down teams effectively shooting the 3 by Austin Peay this season, and they've done just that. They've outscored Austin Peay 27-3 from outside the arc in this game.
We knew it was going to be a battle of the styles of play between these two teams, but Cal doing a really good job of executing closer to their identity, and even on that last possession, playing with pace, Twidell getting downhill and finding Ackerman on a nice roll to the basket.
How about the job by our crew? We bring up the graphic, and they've got it ready to throw it up to make us look good. Austin Peay moving the ball around right now, but Cal not really trying to give them any kind of a seam, even with the reserves out there. Kayla Williams is back on. Mafua turns it over, throws it right to Foster.
Well, Mafua just staring down the pass. You want to use a ball fake, and if it's not open, just go ahead and reverse it.
Cater. Nelson puts it on the deck. Shields finally sees an open 3 and drills that.
Really good possession by Austin Peay there, getting the ball side to side, forcing rotations, and then working that extra pass. Wide open shooter up beyond the three-point line.
5th made 3 of the season for Shields. So very minute difference here between the clocks. So Cal, for all intents and purposes, can take the final shot here of the half. They're gonna see if another bank is open.
It just might be, even on Sunday.
Oh, instead they turn it over. Time for Shields, lets it fly from midcourt, and that does not find its mark. Well, the Cal Bears, they were a little bit slow getting started. 3 during the review, so I didn't even know we had a point of controversy on one of those.
And that's a big deal, a 2 to a 3. That's what the Bears are looking for.
So here we go, underway in the second half, a 14-point advantage for the Bears. And they'll come out of the locker room with their same starting 5. You know, Sharman Smith would love to just have them get this thing to a comfortable margin and be able to get a little more time for the reserves here today. They'll have nearly a full week off before playing next weekend in their tournament here at home.
Good execution out of the timeout, and really important first 4 minutes for these Bears out of the break.
I wonder what David Lowry, who's the acting head coach today for Austin Peay, had to say to his team at halftime. I'm sure he told them, hey, we can't get it all back at once, just got to whittle away and do what we do. Plenty of time in this game. Vermeely, shot clock getting low, finds Suarez, and Suarez leaves it just a little bit short, but able to come up with the offensive rebounds. It's only the 3rd offensive rebound of the game for Cal, and then they give the basketball right up. Michelle Onya adds to the problems by reaching in.
Very similar starts to the halves. As we mentioned in the first half, it was turnovers, not taking care of the basketball, and they're just compounding the mistake. Onya reaches in for a foul 80 feet away from the basket.
And we mentioned it at the top, but I'm sure we have some Austin Peay fans watching this broadcast this afternoon who may have missed it at the beginning. Head coach Brittany Young not with the team today as she had a medical procedure. She's fine. She's expected to rejoin the team in time for their next game, but she is not on the bench today, and that is why David Lowry is the acting head coach. Meantime, well, they come in threes for the Cal Bears, don't they? This one a chance for the old school three-point play.
A little bit of a different look for three for Cal, but great recognition by Kayla Williams, on time and on target to Onya with a strong seal in the paint. Has an opportunity for a three-point play.
So Maya Wyatt a little overly aggressive. First foul of the quarter against Austin Peay. By the way, forgot to mention, Cal, they also only had 3 fouls for the second straight game in that first half.
That's a big-time indicator for this group. When they're playing disciplined and keeping the opponents off the free throw line, they're really tough to beat.
Foster. Drive to the basket, no. Williams with the rebound. 5th board of the game for Williams. Kayla will draw a whistle as she drives to the rack. This will be the first trip to the free throw line today for Kayla, who had 13 points on a perfect 5 for 5 shooting in that first half.
You see just how much space Kayla Williams has to play with, and the Governors running to the three-point line, understanding the threats that the Bears give to the opponent out there, and she's able to take advantage and draw that contact in transition.
Williams misses the free throw. One more coming. She's not been fantastic at the free throw line. 20 of 29 now on the season. .15 advantage marks the largest of the game for the Bears. Suarez did a decent job sticking with that. The Governors do get the rebounds. Drive out of the corner and out of bounds. It will stay with Austin Peay.
Really nice job of officiating there. Oftentimes when you see that kind of contact, it's quick to be a whistle and you're thinking foul, but really nice job. Onya comes over, gets her foot out of bounds. That's what all coaches are teaching, and then goes vertical.
Shields throws one up. Brandsma, who is getting some minutes, did not play in the first half, unable to come up with it. Williams leaves it for Twydale, and the rejection by Shields. Avonia Shields, nice interior pass to Janine Brandsma.
The Governors turning defense in the offense, getting all the way to the rim in transition.
Cremili inside for Onya, right on the doorstep.
Onya comes up limping there after that finish, but great recognition by Cremili with a nice drop down to Onya for 2.
And Michelle's not looking over at the bench though, so that's a good sign. Nice crossover there by Nelson. Interior pass to Brandsma. That's some nice ball movement out of Austin Peay.
There's been a few possessions defensively where Cal hasn't had their communication together. You see 2 on the basketball, leaving an open Austin Peay player underneath the rim.
Williams inside for Suarez, has the height advantage, but loses the battle anyway. Nice job by Foster to defend without fouling. Austin Peay trying to see if they can whittle this thing down under double digits. Get it to 10 with a 3 here, although that's not their forte. And a late whistle comes in. They're going to get Twydale.
Offensively, Cal been at their best here in the second half, getting into the paint. Michelle Onya doing a really nice job of presenting herself available for the finish, and wonder if she just stepped on a foot.
Yeah, it looked like she caught the front of Shields' foot there. That never feels good.
Always tough to deal with when you have all that weight coming down, especially with a player as explosive as Onya is. Yeah, as you mentioned, Dave, good thing she wasn't looking towards the bench and is continue playing hard in this game.
First trip to the free throw line today for Austin Peay does not result in any points. Nariah Simmons misses them both. Cremili trying to wrap it around inside for Onya, but the Bears turn it over. Been a little bit sloppy out of the locker room here for Cal to start this third quarter.
And that's something that this Cal coaching staff is going to be working to address with their team all season long. If they don't turn it over, they get shots at the basket, and that's great for them.
Cater picked up the dribble and then slid the pivot foot. That equals a travel.
Bright spot defensively for the Bears. Done a really nice job of having game plan discipline once the ball gets into the paint. Force the Governors into a number of traveling violations once they've got inside the three-point line.
10 turnovers in all. Suarez inside for Onya. And Onya unable to connect.
Bears really working that high-low action to start this second half.
Cater. Last touch by the Bears. It'll stay with Austin Peay with 18 on the shot clock. And Sharman Smith is going to get Jada Noble into the game for Marta Suarez. Cal offense has not been gangbusters here in this third quarter, but the defense has done a decent job limiting Austin Peay to only 6 points while the Bears have struggled with 5.
And that's exactly what you think of when you see Jada Noble enter the basketball game, wanting to increase that energy on the defensive end.
Michelle Onya comes over and gets a piece of that basketball. That's her 4th block of the game.
At this point, I don't know why players still try her at the rim. You're not going to be very successful when you're trying to attack Onya and get into the basket.
And Michelle Onya, if they credit her with a block there, that's going to be 5 for the game, which would match her career high. She had 5 on Friday.
I'm telling you, Dave, she's not having it. Doing a great job protecting the rim.
8 seconds on the shot clock, and they get the jumper by Wyatt, who was open but misses.
Even really good job right there. Could have been a block for Onya again.
Cremili wastes no time knocking down the triple. Cremili has now made a 3 in 16 consecutive games going back to last season. Her career high is 18. Williams. Noble. Wow, that's a dangerous pass, and then it is taken away. As I say, she was lucky that it wasn't turned over, but you put Michelle Onya in a bad position there, surrounded by 3 defenders. Foster has it knocked away. Cal gets it right back.
Great hands by Cremili on the drive.
And Cremili on the other end, a little bit too strong. Maul quickly gets tied up. Cater wraps up the basketball. Possession arrow does favor the Bears, so they'll have it when we come back. Timeout midway through the third. Bears on top by Bears trying to make quick work of Austin Peay and getting it done with some defense. Michelle Onya, she's already got 5 blocks in the game, matching her career high. And then the Bears, well, what did Lulu say at the end of the game the other night? This is what we do.
That's what they do.
When they come to making threes. So, you know, you get some good defense, you get some good shooting, and it equates to good things happening as a team.
Well, Michelle Onya is letting everyone know blocking shots and protecting the rim is what she does. 5 again here today after recording 5 against Stanford.
Came into play today 74th in the nation at 1.64 per game, but she's going to climb up even further with already 5, and I'm not sure she's done collecting them this afternoon. That pass had a little bit too much on it by Cremili as she led Jada Noble out of bounds.
Good attempt by Jada Noble trying to get both feet down in the back of the end zone and keep that one in play. But another turnover for the Bears.
Yeah, you got to have both feet down. It doesn't count if you get pushed out of bounds anymore. Whoa. Cornelia is saying that it went off of Cater's knee. Oh, Sharman Smith just fell over there on the sideline, and she's pointing to her knee. I don't know if we have a camera. I don't know what happened to Shar. I think her shoes just slipped.
She was mystified at that one.
Now she's over there sliding like she's Ricky Henderson. She's having some fun over there. Shields, some contact inside.
Coach is pouring with the officials. He was off someone's knee, now it's her knee.
Yeah.
Body's hitting the floor.
Too bad. Fortunately, I'm hearing, I don't think we got it on a camera shot. I didn't see it. I just looked over and I saw her down on the ground. And Cal getting sloppy here. They're going to give the basketball right back over to Austin Peay. Oh, we do have it. How about our crew? Look to the right side of your screen.
Oh, took a tough dive right there in front of the bench. Had those nice sneakers on, got away from her.
Austin Peay trying to work it inside, knocked out of bounds. There it is. Whoa! Down goes Sharman. Well, she does get into the ring. She does Muay Thai, so she's used to taking some hits.
I think just the athleticism definitely aided her.
Foul before the shot. So wipe off the bucket by Foster. Well, her shoe game is on point at all times.
Top tier, elite feats.
This thing has been a very unorthodox third quarter, Theo.
Well, it's been just a little disjointed for Cal. They haven't had the pace where they want it offensively, not getting up and down. And then on the defensive end, you want to create turnovers and energy as they've done right there.
Williams for Noble, tries to get it back to Williams. Last touched by Austin Peay. You got to credit Austin Peay. The Governors are, they're not going to just let Cal have their way.
Yeah, you think about the challenge that they're facing, down their head coach just for today, but still coming out, competing, and trying to limit this very explosive Cal team offensively.
They've only let the Bears take 3 threes here in this quarter.
Just a strong drive there by Cornelia. Tries to use the shoulder to create some separation, but good recovery by the Governors, knocking it out of bounds.
Foster, 19 to shoot for Cal, so plenty of time. They're having a tough time getting it in. They finally do to Maul. Maul draws the foul. Brandsma got her. She put it up. So Gisela Maul's going to head to the free throw line.
We talked about the pace that Cal wants to play with in transition, but they're doing a really good job executing in the half court. You look at the speed that Maul had coming off that dribble handoff and then able to sneak right underneath and work herself to the free throw line.
By the way, you and I were asking at halftime, why have we not seen Lola Danez in this game? She leads the Cal reserves in minutes played this season, the freshman out of Hawaii. And word from the bench is Danez is in street clothes today, that she has a right quad contusion. So they're going to let her have a little time to heal up after having just played on Friday night.
Yeah, you know how difficult those are to deal with, whether you get a knee there. And sometimes it just takes a little bit of time to get yourself back going. But, her first conference play for the freshman, suffering a little bit of the physicality that comes with that.
Yeah, she's got plenty of minutes ahead this season. And I would anticipate that with a full week off before their next game, this is going to be a short time in street clothes for her.
But as you mentioned, such an important player, even as a freshman for this Bears team.
Williams has it knocked away. Here come the Governors. In transition, nice job by Lulu Twydale to run the floor and force a miss. Ackerman, she has it taken away and then reaches in and commits the foul.
Well, good job of running by the Bears. King might want to put that on the floor, but she also might be thinking, with my post player running, I want to keep that ball up high. But either way you look at it, you want to make sure you convert those opportunities in transition.
Foster to the free throw line as Cal's over the limit here in this quarter. I will tell you, Theo, I had the pleasure of calling the Cal men's game here yesterday afternoon, and it took me a second to, because we've been doing all these women's games, which is great. It took me a second to realize, oh yeah, it's 2 halves.
Different ball game. A lot of rule changes, different markings on the floor. It is an adjustment. Same three.
Basket is still 10 feet, 15 feet to the free throw line. I think all that's unchanged.
Well, I think one thing that might be similar when you think about the styles of play with all these teams now, the three-point line is going to be prevalent in most instances.
Especially if you're playing Cal. Zahra King and Kayla Williams on the floor together. I don't know if we've seen this combination this season. Abigor showing some patience and then showing some moves. How about that out of the freshman?
Look at the footwork. Getting the defender lifted and the nice step through. Getting that sweet post move to go.
The Bears, and what's been a disjointed quarter, do have now their largest lead of the game. Oh, Abigor sets up for the crash and pass take on the charge.
Well, nice sequence of possessions for the freshman. First the shot fake and step through. Might even play through a little bit of contact right there, but is unaffected and then creates the turnover on the defensive end.
Final minute here, the third. Noble, long 2.
Talked about some of the different lineups for this Cal team today. What a great opportunity to start to build out your depth as you prepare for conference play.
Offensive foul on Austin Peay, so Cal's going to get the basketball back. 38.3, probably not enough time to work a 2-for-1, so I would guess they're going to be a little bit patient here and get whatever shot they like.
Yeah, I think Coach Smith is giving instruction to her team, focusing on execution, and they'll take a great shot, I think, in this situation as opposed to the 2-for-1.
But I do like that they are cognizant of the 2-for-1.
Coach Smith is a firm believer in most cases of that. We saw that against Stanford on a number of instances. It certainly helps when you have a player like Kayla Williams at the point of attack, but with a lot of freshmen on the floor right now, thinking that it wasn't the best opportunity.
Twydale backs it out. Williams, feed inside for Abigor, who draws a foul. Gabrielle Abigor will go to the free throw line where she's been solid this year, 90%.
Well, really nice unselfishness by the Bears, and we typically see their passing along the perimeter, exploiting their proficiency beyond the three-point line, but today there's been a lot of nice interior passes when the Bears have gotten into the paint.
Abigor misses the first. You know, we talk about how good Michelle Onya has been. Think about this. Abigor led all of high school in blocks nationally in 2021, 2022. So, yeah, the future of the Cal Bears, the present is pretty good. The future looks pretty good as well.
She's taken after Michelle Onya had her career-high 3 versus Michigan State earlier this season.
Isn't able to get set there and will get called for the foul.
Well, just the speed in which the Governors ran that offensive action. Got Abigor a little bit out of position. Nice job of going vertical, but wasn't quite able to get squared in front of the basketball. And there you see the contact.
But you do have here, Theo, you got 4.1. Maybe you got a chance to draw, run some action you've been working on in practice to try and get a last-second shot.
Well, I was looking to see if Suarez was running to the table. We know what she can do with 4.3
yes. Well, off the miss. They wanted really time to set anything up. And Abigor's going to have to let it fly. She does, but it's going to be too late even if it goes. Well, it was not. Forget there'll be the post-game shows coming up before and after both games as well on Saturday. Your by-quarter numbers. Cal holds Austin Peay to only 7. Austin Peay, Austin Peay probably would feel pretty good about holding Cal to 13 if they had scored a little more than 7 themselves.
I like to think so, and you're going to compete here in this fourth quarter. And so for both teams, it's about execution and continuing to work on the things that you need to improve.
Turning it over out of the between quarter break is not what acting head coach David Lowry was hoping for. Kayla Williams. Her and Twidell, the only starters on the floor, and Kayla Williams, she's been red hot all day. 16 now in the game.
The only Cal player in double digits at this point, but you still like that no one else is really trying to force her to get involved in the game, taking what's there for them.
Foster gets around Mafua. Williams with her 7th rebound, pulling that down. That matches her season high. Crosses over, goes lefty off the glass, and it's good.
That's just so tough to deal with. Surveying the floor, letting things settle down, and then the explosive change of direction, get into her left hand.
Foster picks up the dribble at the elbow, looking for some help. None really coming. Finally does get it away. Simmons. Ooh, that is a late whistle. That is a late whistle going against Abigor, who tripped. Committed the tripping foul. Here's a look at Williams. I mean, that's just filthy.
Yeah, Kayla Williams is so tough, as we talked about. Her speed, able to knock in shots from 3, and when defenders press up on her, she's able to go from 0 to 60 so quickly.
So Mariah Simmons to the free throw line.
To your point, Dave, Cal thought they had a clean stop on that defensive possession. Was looking to get out and run on the break.
Just the 2nd and 3rd made free throws of the game for the Governors, and Simmons will check out. Twidell, been a very quiet afternoon for her, gets fouled by Cater. First foul of the quarter on Austin Peay.
This is a different opportunity for this Cal team. Generally, we see them really playing fast in transition, now having an opportunity to work on some of their half-court execution.
Get a whistle and a travel here on Abigor, so Cal a little bit sloppy. Yeah, this almost feels to me, Theo, once you kind of feel like, okay, we're likely going to be able to win this one, it almost feels to me a little bit like a spring training baseball game, like you're trying to work on some things.
Yeah, if you're Cal, you got to make sure that you're playing to your level. They talked about all season long wanting to be an NCAA tournament type of team and leveling up as a program. And so when you do that, you establish who you want to be, and you're playing against the level that you want to compete at.
Jeffrey Smith blowing the whistle because the shot clock did not start. Having a little Conversation over there with David Lowry. Twydale misses from inside the paint. Cal not only gives up the rebound, but they commit a foul in the process.
And those will be some of the things that Coach Smith will point out on the tape when you review this game. You have good execution. You're not going to make every shot, but you definitely don't want to compound it with a silly foul.
Burrell. Burrell gets the screen and then runs right into Mafua. And Twydale comes down with the rebound. Austin Peay has not scored a bucket since the 6:56 mark of the third quarter. And the Cal defense gets credit for a lot of that. Cater leaves it off and no good at the rim by Shields, and the foul before the putback.
The Bears got to get back to playing for one another. I think on that last possession, Kayla Williams, one dribble too many. Saw the help defense. He had to open Twydale for the advance pass. And then conversely, getting back in transition, not all five sprinting back. Cal's got to make sure they're doing the things that they know they need to do to help them win and win at a high level.
Cal hasn't scored points of any variety in over 2 minutes. But they have been playing stellar D, and D does travel. Shields has it poked out of bounds by King. 5 to go on the shot clock.
Good play there by the freshman. Fortunate that not called for one. That's something you don't want to do with 5 seconds left on the shot clock, is commit a foul, but the Bears fortunate on that possession.
We're getting into Cater. Cater throws it off the rim.
Good individual defense by Kayla Williams.
So we're on 11 minutes plus since Austin Peay has scored from the field. Out of bounds, it will stay with Cal.
Interesting opportunity here on the baseline out of bounds. Don't want to have one of your premier shooters in, and it's up to Kayla Williams to get this group organized.
Abgor gets the feed inside. King comes up with an offensive rebound. King unable to get it to go. Austin Peay able to clear the board.
And these are the reps that are going to be so valuable for this team, Dave, as they move through their season, working with different lineups, and you see a number of freshmen on the floor playing together, trying to find some rhythm.
Abgor, nice wall up, and forces the basketball free. Williams for King on the wing, and King from the wing is a winning combination.
Great conversion on the transition opportunity, 4-on-2. Get in the paint, good to great. King knocks it in from 3. Good communication defensively for the Bears, handling those dribble handoffs.
Wyatt, the leading scorer today for Austin Peay. She's got 13 in the game. King draws a foul and falls hard. Right in front of the camera down there. You hate to see that. Getting helped up by her teammates.
She turned the corner so explosively, and just the contact to the shoulder. Even just the strength of her to be able to get that ball on the rim is impressive, and thankfully she was able to get up and
it looked like she did a decent job of catching herself, and you know, You're always looking at does the head hit the floor, and you know. But when you get in that vulnerable position, that is tough.
It's a scary spot to be in, and all you're thinking about turning the corner is how can I keep my eyes on the rim and get a clean shot up, and to your point, to be able to withstand that contact and then come up and knock a free throw in is very impressive.
She steps to the free throw line and knocks down not one but two. And she's got a new career high. Previous career high was 9, first time ever in double-figure scoring for King. They're working inside for Wyatt, and Mafua didn't swipe down at it, gets the block by playing good solid defense. Maul finds Drusuni. Knocked out of bounds. It will bring us to the under 5 timeout here in the quarter. The Bears leading at 64-39 here in Berkeley. Yeah, she's done a little bit of everything here this afternoon. Actually, I stand corrected. Season high 8 rebounds. I don't want to shortchange her.
No, she stuffed the stat sheet here today, and I love the assist. She has 6 tonight, and if that's it for her today, she's had 17 assists in her last 3 games, so she's really getting it done all over the floor.
And big picture for the Cal Bears as they turn it over out of the timeout. They're about to move to 11-1 on the season. And you think about this team a year ago, 19 wins was the most ever under Sharman Smith. They're gonna have 11 after having played only 12 games.
And a lot to still work on, but a lot to be excited about with this Cal team, and you love learning those lessons in wins. Coach Smith has a lot that she can still feel like this team can improve upon.
Well, Zahra King taking advantage of her extended minutes here this afternoon. Continues to push her career high in a northern direction. Boone for Wyatt. Maul didn't track down the rebound so clean, but did a great hustle to save it for her team. Mafua the other way, no.
I really like the shot created by Drusini, finding Mafua in the corner in transition.
Get a reach-in foul here on the second chance try for Nelson. Zahra King, highly recruited, highly touted coming out of high school.
Really nice ability to get downhill, using her speed and then protecting the basketball. Able to get it on the rim. As you mentioned, part of that heralded freshman class from a year ago. She's learning as the season goes along, and talked about the absence of Donez here tonight. Very valuable minutes for King.
Nelson able to convert the first free throw. Cal will, as we alluded to, they'll have 6 days off before playing again next Saturday against Fordham. We'll have the Raise the Bar event here at Haas Pavilion, and then the winner of the Cal Fordham game will take on the winner of the Xavier Temple game, which will also take place on Saturday.
A really nice opportunity for the Bears in this part of their schedule. As you mentioned, with a number of home games to work on things, get themselves even more healthy, continue to build on the momentum and continuity that they're trying to establish.
And then the fact that you're in the ACC gets real, because you have the little break for the holiday, and then you're going right into the teeth of ACC country, going to take on Clemson and then at SMU. Ackerman gets fouled. That's what we're alluding to with the schedule.
We talked about it earlier, Dave, just the way that this Cal team has really put the nation on notice as they head into conference play. I think there's a nice opportunity, a number of surprise performances by teams, specifically in the ACC. Talked about Georgia Tech, but not many teams have seen this Cal team play. And so if they can continue to build some continuity, build out their depth, they're going to be tough to handle.
Well, the other thing, Theo, you know, you've lived all over the country, as have I. I mean, the East Coast bias thing, I don't know if it's as much a bias as it is the reality that people have to go to sleep. You know, so not a lot of people stay up late to watch a lot of the games and just see exactly how good the Cal Bears are. And you look at that preseason poll, they did not get a lot of love.
They weren't feeling the love in the preseason, but we know everything is determined between the lines, and so it should make for an exciting conference season as we get going here in a couple weeks.
Mafua showing off the behind the back and one. That's the highlight so far of her young career.
And you'd love to see the response from her teammates as she gets that one to go. Nice spin move, plays through the contact, and the excitement by the freshman. The skill set from a versatile forward. Tough finish.
Camera to nearby Folsom, California. Able to finish off the three-point opportunity. The three has not been the friend of Austin Peay today. They've only made two of 12 for the game. Unable to get it to go from point-blank range either. Austin Peay was picked to finish 5th in the Atlantic Sun in their preseason poll. Florida Gulf Coast, by the way, got all of the #1 votes for that conference.
Talk about a three-point shooting team. Florida Gulf Coast has been a program for a number of years that have really set the bar in that department.
Ackerman going to the free throw line. Sophia Bose is going to check into the game, working her way to the scorer's table. Ball will take a seat. Giselle Mall had one of the highlights of the day when she banked it in at the end of the quarter.
Man, big time counter move. Had an opportunity for a three-point play, but again, I just love to see the camaraderie and the spirit amongst this Cal team. Really evident that they're there playing for one another as they support one another.
I think it's Cameron Smith, the one thing that you might look at in terms of your team offensively today is you didn't get a single second chance point, at least not to this point. Now granted, you shot 50% overall from the field, so it wasn't like there were a ton of offensive rebounds to get, which is a good problem to have. But you did collect 6 of them. You'd like to have seen at least one of them convert into some points. But we are splitting hairs here.
Yeah, but I think you're absolutely right. As Coach Smith looks at the tape, she'll probably earmark and highlight some areas where they could have been better with their shot selection. Yes, we know they're a three-point shooting team, but how do they get to their spacing? Where do the cuts need to take place? Where does the ball need to go? These are all things that they're going to continue to work on. And as you experiment and develop different lineups, that's where you might see those opportunities start to present themselves as people get more comfortable playing with one another.
Yeah, and are you making smart decisions when you do get an offensive rebound?
Correct. Talk about the balance, the composure, a number of possessions in this game where the ball was collected off the glass in a second chance situation and just got a little bit jumpy with it. And so those are things you can clean up. Good opportunity working against the zone.
Bose. The bench wanted that one to go in. I've got Sophia Bose. That is her first shot attempt on the season. So they really want to see her get some points.
We know how the bench would go crazy if she gets one to go, and they'll certainly be looking for her on this next possession, I'd imagine.
That three is well off. King trying to see if she can set up some of her teammates. A whistle and a foul as Bodie comes over to swipe down, and Rasuni will get a chance to go to the free throw line.
Rasuni's really impressed me just with her composure and poise that she's played with in this game. In a handful of minutes, able to split the double team. You see her taking the brunt of that contact, but strong drive off the closeout.
Well, Cal, their defense has been as impressive as their offense was on Friday, because they've held Austin Peay to 27.9% shooting today.
Well, no matter how you look at it, that's an area that you can hang your hat on. The shots aren't always going to fall. They're going to get them up. They're not always going to fall. And so what can you do defensively to make sure that you're always in ball games?
Nelson. Will attack herself and gets a trip to the free throw line as a result. Foul on Ackerman.
That's a little uncharacteristic from Ackerman, the transfer that has so much experience from her time at Cal Poly. Generally speaking, this Cal team has done a really good job of playing with verticality in there. Just takes a swipe down at the ball. That's going to get called every time.
Ackerman, 4 years at Cal Poly. Nelson knocks them both down. The Bears do not have to shoot it again, just got to get it across midcourt. And the Cal Bears, Theo, moving to 11-1 on the season. And what a weekend as they pick up a pair of wins and more than likely have punched their ticket to entering the top 25 tomorrow.
Well, an outstanding week.